quarterback, and then we'll kind of work things from there on who goes and who doesn't go. I mean, you remember last year how the offensive line played and rotated in and out. So those type of things could potentially take place in this one, depending on the positions. But anyways, the Denver Broncos are a heck of a football team, bidding for obviously a playoff spot. Sean's done a real nice job up there with that team, and as his coordinators have. So, we've got to have a good week of practice here, starting today, and then again moving forward throughout the week. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
Any difficult decision at all what to do in this situation about Pat and some of the other guys? Kelce, all those other guys?
Yeah, I haven't finalized that part of it, but it wasn't a hard decision, no.
What went into it, given that you don't have but those guys won't be playing in the game for another 3.5 weeks?
Yeah, I've been through that before, so I'm not too worried about all of that. Gives the other guys an opportunity here to grow, and well, you can use everybody.
Andy, obviously you guys put a premium on the turnover aspect of the game all the time. How do you account for the last, I guess, 6 games of no turnovers on offense? What's the difference?
Yeah, Nags has made a big point of emphasis on that, and making sure that the guys are keeping the ball high and tight, eliminating tip balls, which could be a problem. Pat's done a great job with the football, and so that's helped us in that area. We can still get better at it as we go here, so we've got to keep rolling with that and keep making that a point of emphasis, as we go forward.
So something's changed with it, but is it also a reflection of stuff you guys do in an ongoing way? I mean, it just seems like it's such a radical difference.
Yeah, I mean, not as much scheme-wise, no. Just, I think the guys are just doing a better job with it, and coaches are working it. You always see Porter out there with that strap pulling on everybody, and everybody kind of gets a shot at it, all the skill guys. So, that's helped.
You mentioned before that obviously you have a lot of respect and trust for Carson, but getting the week now to sort of see him all the way through, what excites you the most? What makes you eager about seeing him in the offense, given he's had a full year to understand it and sort of mold it to his skill set?
Yeah. Well, I think, first of all, I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's a good football player. I think he's got a good feel for this offense. Whether he's developed it or had some of the stuff prior to coming here, he's got a good feel. And then he deserves an opportunity to get in there and play. And at the same time, it gives Pat time to work on certain things that he'll do during the practices.
How have you seen the other Carson Steele, develop throughout the season?
Yeah, Carson's done a nice job. We've asked him to play fullback and special teams, two of the things that he didn't do. And he's really developed into a pretty good fullback in there. At the same time, he can carry the ball. We know that. He started the season off as our running back and toting the load there in a couple of those games. So that's a plus to have.
Andy, what kind of conversations are had or consideration given to players who have contract incentives or career milestones going into a?
Yeah, sure. I look at those. Yeah, like we did with Chris last year. Yeah, sure. We look at all that for sure. Yeah, we want the guys to be able to reach them if it's reachable. So, yeah.
Andy, what is it that you seek to accomplish as a coaching staff over these next couple of weeks?
Say that one more time.
What is it that, how do you guys operate as a coaching staff over the next couple of weeks? What do you seek to accomplish?
Yeah, well, the primary thing is to make sure that we stay sharp at all areas through this game and, for the upcoming weeks that we have to prep for that first game there. So you want to stay sharp mentally and physically, and then that's our responsibility to do that. And how we manage the time, I make sure I do that practice-wise. And then the guys go out and players and coaches and work on that, keeping themselves in the right timing the right way.
Does the speed of practice change at all, given that you mentioned that the speed of the games increases as you get into the
Yeah,
playoffs?
yeah, it does a little bit, yes. Yeah, I mean, you'd see that more excuse me, next week, yeah.
And then just real quick on DJ Humphries, as you envision him playing left tackle on Sunday?
Yeah, there's a chance, he's feeling, I just want to see how he does here, but in practice, give me one more go round with him here and see how he's holding up. But he says he feels good, and we'll just see how the practices go.
What about McCole? You expect him to play Sunday, or?
Yeah, I wouldn't count on McCole playing. Yeah.
We'll go last year, Matt, Nick, and then Nate. Go ahead, Matt.
Coach, with Chris and that calf injury, how much of this was maybe he would be going this week if it was a game that you needed?
Yeah, he's recovering from that. I wouldn't say either way on that, whether he play or not play, but I would tell you that, he's recovering from the calf injury. So that's the primary thing. The guys that are banged up, we're trying to get back where they feel okay.
Andy, I know you guys are focused on Denver, but are there any coaches on staff you feel warrant potential interviews for head coaching jobs in the coming weeks?
Yeah, I mean, you could take all of the coordinators there and put them right in that mix, for sure. I mean, both of them are the offensive, defensive guys are phenomenal. Tobe does a great job. I know the two names that normally come up are the offensive, defensive coordinator. So, but both of those two are warrant that, yeah, for sure.
Nate?
Hey, there's been some speculation from analysts that maybe you could treat Sunday's game similar to a preseason game where you would say have Hollywood Brown or DeAndre Hopkins play a certain amount of time and then obviously sit them in the second half. Given your experience, is that feasible? Is that something that you could even consider given how small roster manipulation you can do in Week 18?
Yeah, well, you get two elevations, that's all. So it's hard to do all of that. I mean, the rosters are small now where you got to play guys, and that's how it goes. I mean, if somebody wants to start messing with it, then there's not a whole lot of messing going on. So I'm sure that's for a reason. So guys play, that's how it goes.
Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce started 2025 with a bang by inviting WNBA star and noted Kansas City Chiefs fan Caitlyn Clark on their popular podcast, New Heights. The collaboration between some of the most successful sports stars of 2024 was sure to draw plenty of fanfare. But the Kelces may not have expected Clark to open up about one of the sad parts of her early basketball career. In an early clip released from Thursday's episode, the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year dove deep into her past. Long before she became a WNBA All-Star and the NCAA all-time scoring leader. Prompted by a question from Kansas City star tight end, Clark revealed that she had gotten her first college recruiting letter in 7th grade. She used a heavy description to reveal her feelings about that milestone, which left fans intrigued to hear the full conversation. "It's honestly sad," Clark admitted. "Where college recruitment has gone, it's just insane." Clark's family shielded her from putting pressure on her future at such a young age. Her older brother would hide the mail from her, and the basketball starlet did not take any campus visits until after her freshman year of high school, according to the interview. "As a longtime women's sports fan, I'm excited for this episode," wrote a fan in the YouTube comments. "This girl has helped elevate women's basketball to new heights," another replied. "Look forward to seeing the entire interview," said an eager viewer. The excitement to see Clark on New Heights has been present since the Kelces teased a special guest on the show before Christmas. The new clip, featuring an honest and vulnerable look at the WNBA star, only raised anticipation. "So glad Caitlyn was the surprise guest," replied a fan of the show. "She will be a fun interview, this should be a good episode," said one YouTube comment. "I feel like Caitlyn would have a lot of cool stories about what the WNBA is really like." The excitement to see Clark on New Heights has been present since the Kelces teased a special guest on the show before Christmas. The new